Well, Russia's invasion of its neighbor Ukraine is having potentially long-lasting impacts on the global supplies of food and energy. As a result, South Africans are among the people already feeling the pinch with high transport, fuel and food prices. For more on this, we're joined by Raeesa Gabriels, CEO and founder of earned wage access company Level Finance. Raeesa, a very good evening to you. Welcome to the program. Just how heavy is the financial spillover on the shoulders of South Africans from this?
If we just look at it, there's been multiple increases over the past couple of months. There's been an increase in interest rates. The effect on our economy and on people and on real income when it comes to food, electricity, just getting to work, is a real issue for a lot of employees currently in South Africa.
So an issue, yes, but it must be said that many of these issues, of course, predate Russia's invasion of Ukraine. You talked about electricity tariff increases. That had been in the works already. At the beginning of this year, there were already talks about how the average food basket in this country was costing much more than people were paying a year ago, 2 years ago, and even 3 years ago, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you look at, employees that had nominal increases since the COVID pandemic, and then with the interest rates hikes that have happened, the increase in electricity as well as coal prices surged, the impact has been extreme on not only the workforce, but when we look at society in its entirety as well.
And when we have these conversations, people are told, cut down. But can most South Africans afford to cut down? And when you do, where do you do it?
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at, the employees that we really engage with, are already really vulnerable and insecure when it comes to their finances and their job security. I mean, they're spending 1,400 Rand a month on average just to get to a job to maintain that income, and are spending less money on food items and running out of money, much sooner, before payday, and, are more vulnerable to high interest rates and unsecured lending.
And employers, are they in any position to help?
What we've seen is it's been very interesting. EWA and earned wage access has become really popular in providing relief to employees. What we do know is that a lot of corporates offer financial wellness, but it's a very reactive process. So it's really when staff are already impacted by their finances and affected by at work as well. With employees, the ones that we've been working with, they are really much more engaged and supportive and wanting to look at incentivizing, good financial behaviors, but also subsidizing a portion of the cost in accessing early income.
And the problem with that is whenever there is such a shortfall, shall we say, when demands outweigh our earnings, people then turn to debt, which
100%.
seems even into deeper trouble. At this point, how advisable is it to seek financing to perhaps cover the losses or the shortages in the short term?
It's quite an interesting thing because, when we've seen this with the COVID pandemic, a lot of people were working less hours and getting less pay as well, and they really started getting into debt. With on-demand pay, what we've seen is that people are able to budget, far much more effectively. And as part of their households as well, they have been able to manage their income a lot more stringently based on the fact that they're accessing that early income before payday.
And creditors, how much leeway are they willing to give customers at this point? Because they too have been battling, especially just as we come out of the worst of the COVID-19 lockdowns. Many have had to even let some of their staff go.
Yeah, absolutely. So with a lot of creditors, there's still the increase in the interest when you do not pay back your indebted amount. What we are seeing is that, a lot of organizations and people are using debt rehabilitation and debt financing. The financial wellness services and solutions within companies to assist them, to help pay up the existing debt as well.